Back at you again with another one. Arsenal 4, Rapid Vienna 1. Decent victory, and well done to Adam in the comment section who got the scoreline spot on. Hope you put money on that. But in terms of today, the goal scorers were Lacazette, Pablo Mari, Nketiah, and Smith Rowe. And in terms of the stats for the game, we had a total of 18 shots with 11 being on target, whereas they had a total of 6 shots with only 3 being on target. And in terms of possession, we absolutely dominated 6-7% to 33%. Could it be a coincidence that we've somehow played well and probably, in my opinion, the best we've performed so far this season? And does it coincide that fans are back? Maybe, maybe. But even though we won, I still have a massive, massive, massive bone to pick with Arteta. Why on earth did he not play the youth in a game like this? Mate, we've qualified, yeah? In order for us to qualify second, we would need massive defeats against last night's game at Rapid Vienna, as well as losing heavily to Dundalk, which the chance of that happening is very unlikely. And yet, even on at 3-1, was it 3-1? Yeah, it was 3-1. At 3-1, instead of making the sort of subs to bring on the likes of Miguel Aziz, Ben Cotro, who do we see? Yep, that's right, his favourite pet project in Willian. There must be something in Willian's contract that says he needs to play every day, because I don't understand this obsession. And also, bringing on Ceballos. Why? And then, for me, what did it? Balogun coming on with 9 minutes to go. I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. This is a stubborn man. And what pissed me off even most, yeah, was his post-match interview speaking about the youth and how they played for him today and they played well. And it's like, mate, if you are speaking highly of the youth, then why didn't you show it during the game? Why was the likes of Mustafi playing? Why wasn't Olienko or Saliba being included in the squad? Why was the likes of Bowler being loaned out when Kolasinac has no intention of staying here? Then we have a massive gap in the left back position if he leaves whenever he leaves, either January or June, but he's going to leave soon, and that's a definite. So why didn't we keep Bowler? Why did we loan him out? It's, everything, and I'm telling you guys, yeah, with this manager, the future is fucked. It's fucked, yeah? At least Wenger and Emery play the kids. They experiment to them, yeah? This will be the same manager. His loyal fans will say, oh, but he doesn't have the players. They let him down. They let Wenger down. They let, Emery down, yeah? And why do you think when Lundberg was here during that time, remember, he took the piss. He played the youngsters. Why? Because he said at least they have drive, they have motivation. Unlike this fraud, yeah, who will speak highly and then will come out in interviews and say, well, the players, we need a few more transfer market. But give the youth a go, man. If they fell, fair enough, fair enough. But it's pissing me off, man. I'm even hearing talks that Edu Gasper's quite annoyed with the whole Saliba situation, and he's trying to get Arteta to force him to play before they loan him out, because you know what I mean? You're talking about trying to sign a right-footed centre-back, but you might have the solution in-house. You talk about lack of creativity, you have the solution. You might have the solution in-house. How do we not know Smith Rowe, Cottrell, Aziz might be a temporary fix, or maybe even a permanent fix beyond January? We don't know. But instead, we're going to play Xhaka. We're going to play Musti. We're going to play Nketiah. Man, I don't even care, man. Fraud of a manager. And what else pissed me off? During the game, yeah, there was a moment where Pepe, who I thought played brilliantly on the night, but he does that typical thing, Pepe, where you get frustrated because he looks so brilliant and he beats a man and then he tries to beat him again. And at this point in time, he could have taken a shot to the far right-hand corner with his left foot, but he decided to cut in, and you could see, yeah, how animated and pissed off Arteta was on the touchline with his assistant. You could see how raged he was. I've never seen him that raged or show that energy whenever we've had a defensive lap of concentration. No defensive error I've ever seen him react to that. That tells me everything I need to know about this manager, yeah? He he just likes players coached and drilled into his way. They can't be expressive. They can't do what they like. And unfortunately, sometimes you have players like Eden Hazard. You have players like Ronaldinho and Pepe and Ozil. Yeah, is of a similar mold where these players, they're very expressive. They can't be sort of fed too much information because they're not static players. That's not what they like. And then this guy, something he just kills the game, kills everything. It's like he wants his attackers to just play sideways, play it safe. No wonder why he loves Willian. For me, we sit here, we talk about players not trying to go at oppositions. We sit here talk about backwards, sideways passing, and then when we have a player who tries, like your Nelsons, like your Pepe, our fan base will moan. You have your manager that moans. I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't care. I don't care. And do you know what? We're gonna get smacked on Sunday. And to be fair, part of me is hoping so, really and truly. And let me just, take the biasness out. I hope here, from an Arsenal perspective, we win, obviously. But if we were to lose, I want us to get smashed, smashed. I want our fan base to see the fraudulent manager we have. This manager, yeah, who's talking about a process that doesn't entrust the youth. I'm not going to go on anymore. I think I've said enough. I think it's quite obvious where I stand with Mikel, what I think of him. Personally, I think he's a prick. He looks like he's got a massive ego, very stubborn. It's his way or the highway, and he's not going to change. I don't like that attitude. And for me, that's going to be the sword that he's going to die on. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, I don't see him lasting too long. I can honestly say people talking about bringing in Shabazlai and Hossamawar and these sort of players. Why? Why? He's going to overload them with information that they can't express themselves. They can't do nothing. So, yeah. Let's get to the player ratings. Alex Runnison. He's not that great. I think from what I've seen, I know it's maybe perhaps immature to be making such statements yet with very little time that we've seen him, but he doesn't look up to it yet. I don't have that confidence that he could do a Martinez where if Leno was out injured, he can come in and fix the goalkeeping issue. And he was very weak in terms of some of the set piece coming out for it. Last week as well, he made that horrendous mistake with that missed kick. He doesn't fill me with confidence, and I don't think he fills the defense line with confidence either. It's a shame, really. It just seems like another panic buy that we just brought in to fill a gap when, again, why didn't we just trust Matt Macy then? If we were going to go for the cheap option, why not just, continue with Matt Macy, and then come summer, if you wanted your David Raya from, what's the team called again? Brentford, sorry. If you want David Raya from Brentford, go back in the summer, pay for him. But in the meantime, what's the point of splashing on cheap options, which nothing comes out of it? Again, poor recruitment from Arsenal. He gets a 5 for me. Wasn't really outstanding. Cedric, you know what? Just thought he was average. He actually looked good in terms of linking with play with either Nelson on the right or when Pepe was on the right. And to be fair, that's a compliment. The fact that I'm not sat here insulting him like I usually do with Bellerina, that's, for me, that's positive signs. And for me, he is the better right back, and I'd rather see Cedric play on Sunday than Bellerina. My only concern with Cedric, actually, there's two, is sometimes he holds onto the ball far too long, and secondly, his fitness level, and that's maybe because he's rarely had enough 90 minutes since he's been back from his injury. But in terms of today's performance, steady, average performance, 6. Mustafi, yep, at some point tonight, he was a captain. I've been seeing all these pundits coming out, your Martin Keons, Kevin Campbells, etc. They are talking about players letting him down and talking about players, for example, and when they mention names like Mustafi, who have let down these managers, and they continue, and they are also letting down Arteta. So why is he captain then? Don't come to me with that BS about the players are letting him down. He's picking these guys, yeah? So excuse your narrative. I don't care for it. I'm not here to listen to it. Mustafi, I don't like him. Yes, he didn't have a he didn't have a poor game yesterday, but he didn't have much to work with either, so he gets a 5 for me. Murray came back and he scored. he played a full 90 minutes as well. I can't really judge him in terms of defense because he didn't really have much to do. So based on his goal and it's his first game back and he completed a full 90 minutes, I'm gonna have to give him. I'll give him a 7. Kolasinac, he didn't play too bad actually, but he didn't play too great either. He did make that clearance off the line. So based on that, he gets a 6 for me. Another player again that we're accommodating for what reason I don't know. Moving on to midfield, Nelson thought he looked good. Now, if he doesn't play, or sorry, if he doesn't start on Sunday, then there's a Stewards inquiry because he was playing one of his best games so far. I've seen Nelson in an Arsenal top. So why sub him off? He was getting to that form. I remember against Dundalk when Arteta subbed him off, and I thought, okay, maybe he has intentions to play him against United on Sunday. Nope, didn't. So if that's the same case here, then I'm furious. But if he does start, fair play. You know what? Respect, and he thoroughly deserves his opportunity. Based on last night's performance, he got 2 assists, the corner for Mary's header, as well as assisting Eddie Nketiah. So he gets a 7 for me. Ainsley, he had a mixed game. Overall, he had a good game, but then at times he sort of held on to the ball far too long. And it's not much of a compliment in saying this, but he looks like he's our best midfielder this season, with the exception of Thomas Partey. So I would like to see him play in the North London derby. It's just unfortunate. I sort of see this Joseph Willock syndrome where you hold on to the ball far too long and then in the final third just mess it up. But he did sort of drive with the ball really well. I thought he had a decent performance. Based on that, you see, I want to say 7, but I give Nelson a 7. So he gets a 6 for me because I thought Nelson was slightly better. Mohamed El Nene, I thought he was poor. To be fair, he looked like he still had COVID. He just wasn't there. Passes were very poor. There was at one point in time where he gave a pass and there was not enough strength in it, and the Rapid Vienna striker latched onto it and they ran through. If that was a better position, then they would have capitalized. So based on that, I just think it was a bit poor. And now, if we're sort of looking at some of the other guys, Pepe, I thought one of the best performers on the time. So I think going forward, maybe this will sort of bring his confidence up. And for me, 1 second, apologies for that. I was rudely interrupted. So going back to Pepe, yeah, one of the better players on the night, and I think it's just unfortunate that we've got a manager that doesn't care, that doesn't like players like him. And what I've been sort of banging on constantly, play the ball in front of Pepe, see what he does. And he looked amazing, brilliantly throughout the night. It was just unfortunate he didn't score. A couple of sort of pre-assists, and he dictated the game. Looked really lively, especially when he moved on to the left-hand side. He gets an 8 for me. Lacazette for me, man of the match, and he led like a captain. Something I've been wanting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to do so far in this season, which he has failed to do so far. He sort of reminded me of Wayne Rooney towards the latter stages of his United career, where he was playing that sort of free role, and he just looked fully up for it. So therefore, for me, Lacazette, man of the match, and his goal, what a beauty. I think we're not going to see a better goal from Arsenal this season than that. Based on his performance today, he gets an 8.5. I rarely do halves, so he gets an 8.5 because he was that much better than everyone else on the pitch. Eddie Nketiah did well to score his goal. It's just a shame that we didn't see Balogun feature. I wouldn't have replaced Balogun for Nketiah, by the way. I would have taken off Lacazette. I would have started Balogun, and what I would have done with Laka maybe, and then I would have taken Laka, based on his performance last night, and then brought on Nketiah. So based on his goal, his performance, decent link up play. Sorry, he gets a 6 for me. In terms of the substitutions, as mentioned, Willian and Ceballos came on. Willian looked okay, but not. Yeah, he just frustrates me really because I can't believe we're accommodating a 32-year-old and we're not giving the same opportunity to other players. Just makes no sense. This is a process. A process. When I hear the word process, I usually think long term, right? So you are constantly playing a 32-year-old, but you're not giving younger players opportunities. So does this process have a deadline of, I don't know, 2, 3 years? Because it seems that way if you're constantly relying on these older players who let you down constantly. But as I said, William didn't play that bad. He gets a 6 for me. Ceballos, I thought he looked good. He found sort of little pockets of spaces. He was very pivotal in our fourth goal. So Ceballos, he gets a 7 for me. Smith Rowe came on, scored, and I think he played a part in an assist, sorry, in one of the goals. So he gets a 7 for me. Moving on to Callum Chambers. Great to see him back. Didn't have enough time. He gets a 5 for me. And finally, my boy Balogun. Really, really annoyed that he only got 9 minutes. Really annoyed, and I'm really pissed off at Arteta for that. You know what? When this kid doesn't sign a contract, you know why. There's no point Arteta saying, yeah, we want him to sign a contract, but you give him 9 minutes. Last week, what did he have? 10 minutes or 5 minutes? It's a joke. So for me, Balogun, I'm sorry, mate, you didn't have enough time, and unfortunately, Arteta let you down. So you get a 6 for me. That's my player ratings. As again, apologies for the interruption, but please like, subscribe. Thank you so much.